Alrighty, let's keep rolling and let's speed this up a little bit. How many do we have left? We have the Sunday. Oh no, we're okay for time, but let's keep this tight. Next up, we have Rams Niners, and this is another very interesting spot that feels like it's sharps against public. We have 58% of the money on the Niners, 72% of the tickets on the Rams. Rams coming off that dominant 30-10 win at Washington. Rams have been scoring at will on the road, and the Niners are a broken team. Now, they're getting some important defensive pieces back, and we'll go over them. But let's talk about the Rams right now. Goff looked very strong against Washington. 309 yards, 2 touchdowns, ran for 1. Cooper Kupp, Cam Akers, Aaron Donald had 4 sacks. They looked very strong. And the Niners were completely embarrassed and annihilated and are now dogs at home. Jimmy G will be back behind center. He looked awful. The pass game averaged 3.2 yards per dropback. And Mosley is the most important piece here that is returning for the Niners. They looked lost without Sherman, and he had a setback in his return. Kwan Williams out, but Emmanuel Mosley going to be back in action. And got to get Brian Allen off the field. He was brought up from the practice roster, and he was completely abused by Fitzpatrick and the Dolphins. John Ryan, Rams, Niners, take it away.
Well, I agree with the smart money, the wise guys being on the San Francisco 49ers. I don't ever refer to myself as a wise guy. I mean, just look at me. I don't even fit the mode. But anyway, the Rams are probably the most overvalued 4-1 team I've ever seen. And I don't know if this has ever happened. I know I did a query on my database and I came up empty. But the Rams have played the NFC East. They've played Dallas, Philly, the Giants, and Washington. So, Goff's putting up gaudy, really impressive numbers. And the Rams offense as a whole looks like it's a juggernaut that should be an NFL Super Bowl contender. But I need to see more. And this is really not a formidable opponent. They really won't play anybody until, Chicago, I guess you could say that will be competitive, but that's at home. Then they have Seattle at home on November 15th. So they've really had the easiest schedule of any NFL team by a lot. So when you factor in all these impressive stats for strength of schedule, they become mediocre in a hurry. And, it's just something in my gut, too, on this play. And my machine learning tools are officially on the 49ers, so that's a documented play. That the 49ers are the team that should be favored. And the line swing here is one of the biggest ever in the last 10 years. Not ever, but in the last 10 years, there hasn't been a 6.5-point swing that I know of. And I think we have 2 of them this week. But this is one of them. So you go from the public basically saying that, oh my God, look at the Rams. They scored that many points and they won on the road on the East Coast, and they get all, and it's herd mentality. It's human behavior that, Jimmy, you've heard me say a lot about it. It applies to the marketplace with stocks, and it's the same exact thing with sports betting. And when you get too many people thinking the same thing, there's a high tendency for the opposite to happen. In bull markets, you get to the top, everybody and their brother's bullish. Oh my God, this is great. And then that's when you have the corrections and the crashes. Same thing at the bottoms. You tell somebody you bought a stock, they look at you like, there's something radically wrong with you. And that's when the bottoms occur. And the same thing with this game is that you have everyone and their brother thinking that the Rams will win this game by, a gazillion points. And my math and a lot of the other stuff point to the 49ers.
Very, very interesting breakdown. Ron Lofton on first half and full game over. Wow, Rams, Niners. John Ryan on the Niners. Let's see what Ragoo has to say about this spot. Take it away, Sunday Nighter.
For me, the Rams are not to play. The 49ers are to play, but I'm not on the game because I missed the best of it. So I'm going to sit back and not get involved here in this spot. But definitely, this is the biggest game of the year for the 49ers if they want to try to salvage their season somewhat, to try to get back in the thick of things. And they're getting healthy. They're getting Garoppolo. I mean, all the pieces are coming back for them to put a performance they need to be. And John hit the nail on the head. All the W's that the Rams have been against the NFL least, NFC least opponents. A lot of travel involved back and forth with those games also. But this is a game where I think that the 49ers should be able to put a good showing on the field and kind of, not say expose the Rams, but just kind of, division game back at home, in Levi, to kind of get things going in their fashion. I think I wouldn't get involved on the tail end of the number, but if you're sitting on the 49ers right now, you got the best of the number, and I think you're on the right side with the 49ers here.
I like that. Big Ragoo. Just add this real quick, Jimmy. The Rams have traveled to the East Coast 3 times, and that sooner or later it's going to manifest itself on the field when they go back home. And this is, West Coast game, obviously. And I keep track of probabilities of teams making to playoffs. So then you can measure how important a game is to a particular team. So in the case of the 49ers, they currently have a 30% probability of making the playoffs from this point before this game starts. If they lose, it goes down to 10. So I don't know if they look at this kind of stuff, but obviously common sense tells you that it's a major game for them.
Yeah, it's the biggest game of the year.
The Rams have a 90% chance of being in the playoffs, and if they lose this game, it only drops down to 80. So the urgency should be on the 49ers.
It has to be. I'm going to stay off this game and watch it and enjoy it. Do you guys quickly, if in less than 30 seconds each, if you can, because we got to get to best bets, and we have 2 Monday Nighters to talk about. Do you agree with this market move towards the over? Open at 49, now 51? Go with Ragoo. Do you agree with this move to the over?
Yeah, I do. I agree with it.
I would too. It makes sense that it would be higher scoring.
These coaches love matching up wits and can be very creative offensively. It would, and with the Niners' defensive issues, I guess what kept me off of it on Tuesday night was just watching Jimmy G look so bad. But I can understand